Welcome to Kaumudy Global. I'm Anjana. Let's know about steps India will adopt in retaliating any threat posed by Chinese defense forces by strengthening strong infrastructure along LAC, like the bridge being constructed across Pangong Lake, and what China aims to achieve by building a second, bigger bridge on Pangong Tso. China is building a second bridge across the Pangong Tso Lake, according to the Ministry of External Affairs, not far from one of the most sensitive places in the border standoff that began in May 2020. According to information acquired from reputable sources, the second bridge, which is still under construction, is a permanent structure. A prior bridge, which appeared in January, seems to have been constructed to make work on the present one easier. This second bridge, once completed, would allow armoured vehicles to pass quickly between the north and south sides of the Pangong Tso Lake. After completing the first bridge on the Pangong Tso, about 400 meters long and 8 meters wide, near the lake's friction zones on the north bank and the Chushul subsector on the south bank a few months ago, China began work on a larger bridge adjacent to it. According to India, the bridge lies about 20 kilometers east of Finger 8 on the lake's north bank, which is where the line of actual control runs. However, the road distance between the bridge location and Finger 8 is more than 35 kilometers. The construction site is located just east of Kurnak Fort, a historic ruin where China maintains key border defense outposts. It's known in China as Rutong County. Despite the fact that it's being built on land that China has controlled since 1958, the specific location is only west of India's claim line, indicating that India considers it its own territory. The Ministry of External Affairs stated that China has illegally occupied the land. Pangong Tso is a landlocked lake with a length of 135 kilometers. India controls about 45 kilometers of the Pangong Tso, while China controls more than two-thirds. The new bridge will be built near the midway point of the boomerang-shaped lake. The bridge's primary goal is to allow troops, particularly mechanized forces, heavy weaponry and military equipment to move more rapidly. The bridges are located near the LAC at one of the lake's narrowest places. The developments are a direct result of the continuing standoff, which began in May 2020 and prompted both parties to build infrastructure along the 3,488-kilometer long LAC. Now, why did China choose this location though? The location has to do with an operation carried out by the Indian Army in August 2020, which gave India some negotiating leverage in the impasse. The Indian Army outmaneuvered the People's Liberation Army to take control of the Kailash range in the Chushul subsector on the Pangong Tso's south bank. The position gave India control of the strategically important Spangor Gap, which could be utilized to mount an offensive like China did in 1962. India also has a clear view of China's Moldo garrison. The Chinese were quite concerned about this. Following this operation, the Indian Army repositioned itself on the lake's north bank above Chinese troops. In May 2020, the north bank was one of the initial grounds of dispute. Warning shots were fired by both sides for the first time in over 4 decades during the scuffle. Troops and tanks were also positioned just a few hundred meters apart in some areas on the south bank, creating a hazardous standoff. After spending a tough winter on those heights, the two sides finally agreed to withdraw soldiers from these places in February of last year. China is building these bridges close to the theater of action. According to the sources, the new bridge will allow Chinese forces to cut their journey time from roughly 12 hours to around 4 hours. What has been India's response to this? Officially, India has stated that China is occupying the bridge site illegally and that it is closely monitoring any Chinese activity. MEA spokesperson Arindam Bagchi said on Friday that we have seen reports of a bridge being constructed by China on Pangong Lake alongside its earlier bridge. Both these bridges are in areas that have continued to be under the illegal occupation of China since the 1960s. We have never accepted such illegal occupation of our territory, nor have we accepted the unjustified Chinese claim or such construction activities. About India upgrading and developing infrastructure along the northern border, former Army Chief General M.M. Naravane had said in January, "We are in a much better position where we were a year and a half ago," adding that whatever China is doing is being equally matched by our side and that India is in no way lagging behind as far as infra is concerned. The Border Roads Organization completed approximately 100 projects in border areas in 2021, the majority of which were near to the China border. Apart from creating new airships and landing grounds, India is also boosting surveillance along the LAC. While numerous issues of contentions have been handled, 3 more are being discussed. Following the tragic clashes, India and China withdrew the soldiers from patrolling point PP-14 in Galwan Valley in June 2020. In February 2021, they disengaged from the north and south banks of the Pangong Tso, and in August, they disengaged from PP-17A at Gogra Post. However, conversations have stalled since then. Since the standoff began, both sides' corps commanders have met 15 times, the most recent in March. The next round of talks has yet to be scheduled. This is Anjana signing off. Do like and share this video. For further updates, subscribe to Kaumudy Global.